Linnea, what is one thing that you have learned this week?
I've learned more than one thing, but I've learned a ton of stuff about Microsoft. I know Microsoft in and out now, and I can just go, I've gone back and forth a lot. It's constantly going back and forth between the internet and Excel and Outlook, and I also learn a lot about like researching companies before I call them, so that I know a little bit about what they do, and I can kind of target my my conversation towards what they might need. So if it's like a medical company, I might talk about, we do blister packing, or like one thing that Greg had said was for assembling, one thing that we could do is like put together first aid kits or hospitality care kits for people in the hospital, like with a toothbrush and things like that. So I've used that a couple of times for medical companies, and yeah, cool. I've learned how to take the word no, because I get lots of no's.
Talk about what you're doing right now.
Right now, I have just called somebody from a company that cleans up, they have products to clean up spills, and I learned that by looking it up on their website, and it looked like a really promising company that probably uses packaging as opposed to like a sheet metal manufacturer. They probably don't need a whole lot of packaging. So I called them, and they do use packaging, and they couldn't remember the name of the company that they use, which is a good sign. And so I spoke with somebody there, and then I'm putting their name into the contacts on Outlook, and then after I'm done with that, then I put in a task for Greg so that he knows to call them, and then I put all the information about what I spoke to them about, and then I put in also that I sent one of these, a brochure with a card, and then also a letter with the letterhead on it for Innovative Packaging Solutions. And so then Greg knows all that he needs to know to call them back, and has some stuff to talk about them with, so that he can say like, oh, we sent out that brochure, did you get it? And so then that starts a conversation. Yep, that's what happens on, like, what time of day it is. Like on Monday, I did all of my research first, and then I started making calls after people had had lunch, because I kind of felt like they might be a little bit happier. You know, you don't want to be getting a bunch of phone calls from salespeople on Monday morning before you've even had lunch and probably haven't had breakfast. And so I just felt like people might be a little bit crabbier if I tried to do that. So it kind of depends, but like if I were going to call later in the week, I might call earlier, because people want to get out of their office earlier. So, and it seems to be working so far. I get more people than answering machines. Yesterday I got a lot of answering machines, and we're not supposed to leave messages that are for cold calls, because Greg says it's ineffective. So I don't have to leave messages or anything, and I just put if it looks like somebody that might use packaging services, I put their information, all the information I have, into a contact, and then I just put for Greg to try getting a hold of them at a later point, so that maybe they could get more than just a voicemail. Purchasing, that's the number I want to pick. Otherwise, if they have a production manager, yeah, that's a pretty good one too. Otherwise, just somebody higher up that makes decisions. And I've kind of learned to sense the cues when somebody's a receptionist and all they want to do is just transfer my call. They don't want to get any information from me. And so if they're like, how may I direct your call? And I'm like, oh, and I just either ask for a purchasing manager, or if I have a contact name, I ask for that. And sometimes it ends up that some of the contact names aren't current, so they're like, they haven't worked here for a couple years. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, my information must not be current. And I had a lot of, do you want me to call one of the packaging places?
Alright.
Yes, could I please speak to Rich Herring? Thank you. It's a lot of waiting. Hi, my name is Linnea. I'm calling from Innovative Packaging Solutions. How are you doing today? Good. I was looking at your website and I see that you make custom hoses. And I was wondering, do you ever have need of packaging services, or do you ever send work out for packaging or assembly? Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Would it be okay if I sent you a brochure just to tell you about some of our other services? Oh. That would be great. Okay. I'm not sure either. That's okay though. Lawn? Okay. Is it Johansen? Son? Okay. Okay, and he is the production manager. And let me just double check the address here. Is it 803 Transfer Road, St. Paul, Minnesota 55114? Yep. 114. Alright, great. I will get that information out to Lon. Alright, great. Thank you for your time. Alright, bye.
Go.
Alright, so what I just did, I called a company that I had previously researched, and I found out a little bit about what they do. And I spoke with the person that we had in our contact, under the contact names, and it turned out that that was not the correct person that I should have been talking to, and he gave me the name of the production manager, and so that I could send out the brochure to him instead of this person. And so now that I have that correct name, I can update it in Excel, and then I can also create the call center task in Outlook and have a task for Greg to call the production manager. And I also put the production manager into the call center, the contacts for Outlook.